What is pareidolia seen in images versus observable scientific patterned evidence seen in images involving biblical archaeology? By Dr. Ronald Stewart, Ph.D., Ph.D. Copyright 2012-2017, all rights reserved. Here's some examples of pareidolia, which can be seen by random chance or coincidence, which is the dictionary defines as an occurrence that can happen once or maybe twice at the very most according to the laws of physics and mathematic probability as well. However, seeing a face, for example, in a cloud in the upper top left can be random or coincidence and by chance. However, because the face in the cloud is made of gas, it soon changes shape as seen in the image to the right. But why should we even consider what pareidolia is, and especially in application to biblical archaeology? Well, the dictionary basically says that pareidolia, and medical professionals define this condition as a psychological phenomenon that stimulates a vague perception. For example, when applying to an image, pareidolia comes from the Greek language and it means wrong image. It can be anything that triggers the brain to be imperceptive to the most random image in our surroundings. As we aforementioned, for example, a face in the clouds. However, the face in the clouds is made of gas and it changes to something completely different, as seen above in the image to the right. But occurrences like this may happen once or twice by random chance. However, for a face in a cloud or even on a hard surface tangible object to have this happen twice is very extremely rare, or may not even occur in a person's lifetime. However, what about conditions of pareidolia that have been seen on solid tangible objects? How does these types of situations apply in biblical archaeology? Especially, well, at times we hear persons say that they saw the face of Jesus or the Virgin Mary in a piece of toast or something like that. However, when looking at pictorial images, and especially in picture writing scenes, then how could we, with common sense and with rational, logical, investigative, deductive thinking and reasoning, show that there is a difference between pareidolia and a real, tangible, archaeological, pictorial, picture writing artifact? Well, here's what we're going to be able to do. We'll consider this more in the different situations that apply as follows. So then, based on this kind of reasoning, as we see in the image above, if it happens once and or under very extremely rare conditions, even twice, it is either random chance or coincidence that such images, for example, in a vertical cliff face on a hard surfaced area, could even appear. However, so what now if it's three? All right, three images is where the point and the dividing line is. If it's three images, what would happen is this is the difference between to where the laws of physics and mathematically probability says that it becomes what is the beginning of observable scientific patterned evidence. So if three solid surface vertical clay images were to appear as seen above besides each other, would it be considered to be just by random chance or coincidence? No, it would not. Why? Because in all disciplines and subdisciplines of science, when the results of something happens three times, it is known as observable scientific patterned evidence. This is when science considers the third result to go beyond the laws of physics and the empirical laws of physics, and also the probability of mathematics. And it is infinitely impossible for conditions or circumstances beyond just what is happening to be by random chance or coincidence. Therefore, a third result for this, in this case of this image, could be the beginning of what is scientifically acceptable by science as a pattern, and must have happened because of an outside source or interference, such as would be the case seen in directed by intelligence by otherwise the interference by man himself. In other words, when something happens three or more times, it is the beginning of a pattern of what is scientifically acceptable as evidence. However, each time it happens, it gives even more and more evidence of the scientific factor of being observable scientific evidence. So, and it stops becoming possibility of random chance or also coincidence. However, if this and any other results continue to happen a fourth, fifth, sixth, or more times, the more continues to be greater and greater, and it accumulates stronger and stronger becomes the evidence. Therefore, for there to be so many similar images related to the same subject area together as what we see like in the face above, could only be a result of human intervention, or having to do with being created by one or more humans. In the interim, because human action and reaction is also involved, this constitutes actions resulting in the subject material that also could become eventually a historical fact or event, resulting in a culture or possibly a civilization that would then leave behind artifacts. And in this case, in biblical archaeology, seen in the three images above in the vertical cliff face is what we see there as well. Next, this is how this could happen, for example, in a single image itself. In other words, more than three areas of different kinds of evidence could be within the image to show that it was created by human means and or intervention. This can be illustrated in this next picture. Here, what we see is more detail. What look like ears, also in the image that would be in the vertical cliff wall, the hard surfaced area, and right there, outline of the neck and possibly the shoulders there. However, what could be additional evidence? 4, 5, 6 pieces of evidence. Well, we see facial lines, for example, like inside the eye here on the left eye, the eyelids inside the area. If this was to show, then this would be even more observable pattern scientific evidence. Where the eyes, the pupils that we see in blue, are right there, the cheeks areas. Or what we might even see as far as laugh lines, as a person is smiling here in what could be listed as the mouth below as well. Or maybe even on the forehead, lines showing age. Now here's another way to look at it that you and I can both identify with on a sometimes even a weekly or monthly basis. When we're sick, of course, we go have pharmaceuticals from a pharmaceutical company. When the pharmaceutical scientist invents the new medicine, he will test it out more than twice. Matter of fact, the third result usually results in the fact of acceptable, observable scientific patterned evidence. And yet then, if he continues to do it 5, 6, 7 times, he then classifies the information in the medicine as being the final drug. Now, in this case, when this type of testing is also followed through in what is observable scientific patterned evidence in the pharmaceutical industry, of course, a list goes to a doctor, or the doctor is notified of such medicines that are available and have been approved. When this happens, of course, when you go to your doctor and you are sick, as seen here in this image from cartoonstock.com, you don't question your doctor as far as the medicine's concerned or that he prescribes for you, nor do you also question the pharmacist who then prepares the medicine and has it ready for you to dispense. As you take the medicine home, you also doubt the prescription that was given to you by either your doctor or pharmacist. Matter of fact, when you get the prescription home, you do not take the prescription home and then look at the pill bottle and not open it, as the instructions may say, take as directed in whatever the medicine is for the ailment or sickness that you have. No, you follow through based on the trust and the faith and the knowledge of the science behind the pharmaceutical people and the medical and pharmacy as well. Matter of fact, in almost all 50 states of the United States, it is a state law that observable scientific patterned evidence should be taught in public, private, and homeschooling academic curriculum situations, and the teachers even need to be certified to be able to do this. From anywhere from simple to advanced concepts of observable scientific patterned evidence taught from grades 1 to grade 12. However, teachers have also got to be certified in this area as follows. Here is an example. The state of Illinois ICTS Basic Skills Test numbers 96, 110, and 112 in 2016 required that certification program written into the state of Illinois' education system. That curriculum requires that all children from grades 1 to 12, as aforementioned in homeschooling, private schools, and public schools, have to be taught fundamentals to advanced concepts and applications of observable scientific patterned evidence as noted in articles number 96, 110, and 112 for both elementary through middle schools. The certification for this can be found here at this following URL. However, do these principles stop in grades 1 through 12 as far as observable scientific patterned evidence is concerned, even when it comes to teaching archaeology or biblical archaeology or other related courses? No, here, all these colleges you see here as we scroll through the internet on Google all have courses on the academic level on higher education in colleges and universities, also have to teach observable scientific patterned evidence into their curriculum in order to know how to be able to apply this to the different disciplines and subdisciplines of sciences, and especially archaeology and biblical archaeology, where it is taught in like manner. And here are also some peer-reviewed bibliographical references to support the video as well. Thank you for watching.